and yet he has not thanked me for what I have done. No, not so much as kissed me, and that methinks is not so well. Nor scarcely could I persuade him to become a free man. He made such scruples to become of the wrong he did to me and my father. Yet I hope what he considers more, this love of mine will take more root within him. Let him do what he will with me, and he use me kindly, for use me so he shall, and I'll proclaim him into a space no man. I'll presently provide him necessaries and pack my clothes up, and where there's a path of ground I'll venture, and he be with me. By him like a shadow I'll ever dwell. Within this hour the hubbub with all o'er the prison, I am then kissing the man they look for. Farewell, father. Get many more such prisoners and such daughters, and shortly ye may keep yourself now to him.
Act 3, Scene 1. Noise and hallooing as people amaze enter Arcite alone.
The Duke has lost Hippolyta. Each took a several long. This is a solemn rite. They owe bloomed May, and the Athenians pay it to the heart of ceremony. Oh, Queen Amelia, fresher than May, sweeter than her gold buttons on the bow, or all the enameled knacks, or the mead of garden, yea, we challenge to the bank of any nymph that makes the stream seem flowers. Thou, O jewel, o the woods, o the world, hath likewise blessed apace with thy sole presence, and thy ruination that I, poor man, might eftsoon come between and chop on some cold thought thrice blessed chance to drop on such a mistress expectations most guiltyless on it. Tell me, O Lady Fortune, next after Emily, my sovereign, how far I may be proud. She takes a strong note of me, hath made me near her, and this beauteous morn, the primest of all the year, presents me with a brace of horses. Two such steeds might well be by a pair of kings backed in a field, that their crowns, titles tried. Alas, alas, poor cousin Palamon, poor prisoner, thou so little dreamed upon my fortune, that thou thinkest thyself the happier thing to be so near Amelia. Me thou deemest at Thebes, and therein wretched, although free. But if thou knewest my mistress breathed on me, and that I aired her language, lived in her eyes, oh, coz, what passion would enclose thee?
Enter Palamon is out of a bush with his shackles. He bends his fist at Arcite. Traitor kinsman, thou shouldst perceive my passion, if these signs of imprisonment were off me, and this hand but owner of a sword. By all oaths in one, I and the justice of my love would make thee a confessed traitor. O thou most perfidious, that ever gently looked the word, the void of honor that e'er gentle, the void of honor that e'er bore gentle token, falsest cousin that ever blood made kin. Callest thou her thine? I'll prove it in my shackles with these hands, void of appointment, that thou liest, and art a very thief in love, a chaffy lord not worth the name of villain. Had I a sword, and these house clogs away.
Dear cousin Palamon,
Oh, cousin Arcite, give me language such as thou hast showed me feet,
not finding in the circuit of my breast any gross stuff to form me like your blazon holds me to the gentleness of answer. 'Tis your passion that thus mistakes, the which to you being enemy cannot to me be kind. Honor and honesty I cherish and depend on, howsoever you skip them in me, and with them, fair coz, I'll maintain my proceedings. Pray, be pleased to show in generous terms your griefs, since that your questions with your equal, who professes to clear his own way with the mind and sword of a true gentleman.
That thou durst our sight.
My cuz, you have been well advertised. How much I dare, you've seen me use my sword against the advice of fear. Sure, of another you would not hear me doubted, but your silence should break out, though in the sanctuary.
Sir, I have seen you move in such a place which well might justify your manhood. You were called a good knight and a bold, but the whole week's not fair if any day it rain. Their valiant temper men lose when they incline to treachery, and then they fight like compelled bears, which fly where they're not tied.
Kinsman, you might as well speak this and act in your glass as to his ear which now disdains you.
Come up to me. Quit me of these cold jives. Give me a sword, though it be rusty, and the charity of one meal lend me. Come before me then, a good sword in thy hand, and do but say that Emily is thine. I will forgive the trespass thou hast done me, yea, my life, if then thou carry it. And brave souls in shades that have died manly, which will speak of me some news from earth, they shall get none but this, that thou art brave and noble.
Be content. Again, betake you to your hawthorn house. With counsel of the night, I will be here with wholesome viands. These impediments will I file off. You shall have garments and perfumes to kill the smell of the prison. After, when you shall stretch yourself and say, but our sight, I am in plight, there shall be at your choice both sword and armor.
Oh, you heavens! Dares any so noble bear a guilty business? None but only our sight. Therefore none but our sight in this kind is so bold.
Oh, sweet Palamon.
I do embrace you and your offer, for your offer do it I only. Sir, your person without hypocrisy I may not wish more than my sword's edge on it.
Yeah, you hear the horns. Enter your muset, lest this match between be crossed ere met. Give me your hand. Farewell. I'll bring you every needful thing. I pray you take comfort and be strong.
Pray, hold your promise, and do the deed with a bent brow. Most certain you love me not. Be rough with me, and pour this oil out of your language. By this air I could for each word give a cough. My stomach not reconciled by reason.
Plainly spoken. Yet pardon me hard language. When I spur my horse, I chide him not. Content and anger in me have but one face. Hark, sir, they call. Is scattered to the banquet, you must guess I have an office there.
Sir, your attendance cannot please heaven, and I know your office unjustly is achieved.
'Tis a good title. I'm persuaded this question, sick betweens, by bleeding must be cured. I am a suitor, that to your sword you will bequeath this plea, and talk of it no more.
But this one word, you are going now to gaze upon my mistress. For note you, mine she is.
Nay then.
Nay, pray you, you talk of feeding me to breed me strength. You are going now to look upon a sun that strengthens what it looks on. There you have a vantage on me, but enjoy it till I may enforce my remedy. Farewell. Scene 2. Enter Gaoler's daughter alone.
He has mistook the break I met, is gone after his fancy. 'Tis now well nigh morning. No matter, were it perpetual night and darkness, Lord o'er the world. Hark, 'tis a wolf. In me hath grief slain fear, and but for one thing, I care for nothing, and that's Palamon. I reck not if the wolves would draw me, so he has this file. If I hallowed for him, I cannot hallow. If I whooped, what then? If he not answered, I should call a wolf, and do him but that service. I have heard strange howls this livelong night. Why may it not be that they have made prey of him? He has no weapons. He cannot run. The jingling of his gyves might call fell things to listen, who have in them a sense to know a man unarmed, and can smell where resistance is. I'll set it down. He's torn to pieces. They howled so many together that they fed on him. So much for that. Be bold to ring the bell. How stand I then? All's charred when he is gone. No, I lie. My father's to be hanged for his escape, myself to beg. If I prized life so much as to deny my act that I would not, should I try death by dozens? I am moped. Food took I none these 2 days. Sipped some water. I have not closed my eyes, save when my lids scarred off their brine. Alas, dissolve my life, let not my sense unsettle, lest I should drown, or stab, or hang myself. O state of nature, fall together in me, since these best props are warped. So, which way now? The best way is the next way to the grave. Each errant step is beside his torment. Lo, the moon is down. The crickets chirp. The screech owl calls in the dawn. All offices are done, save what I fail in. But the point is this, an end, and that is all.
Scene 3. Enter our side with meat, wine, and pile.
I should be near the place. Oh, cousin Palamon.
Our side?
The same. I have brought you food and files. Come forth and fear not. Here's no Theseus.
No, none so honest, our side.
That's no matter. We'll argue that hereafter. Come, take courage. You shall not die thus beastly. Here, sir, drink. I know you are faint. Then I'll talk further with you.
Our side. Thou mightest now poison me.
I might, but I must spear you first. Sit down, and good now, no more of these vain parleys. Let us not, having our ancient reputation with us, make talk for fools and cowards. Your health.
Do.
Pray, sir, pray sit down, then, and let me entreat you by all the honesty and honor in you. No mention of this woman will disturb us. We shall have time enough.
Well, sir, I'll pledge you.
Drink a good hearty draught. It breeds good blood, man. Do not you feel it thaw you?
Yea, I'll tell you after a draught or two more.
Spare it not. The Duke has more, cuz. Eat now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have so good a stomach.
I'm glad I have so good meat to it.
Is not mad lodging here in the wild woods, cousin?
Yes, for them that have wild consciences.
How taste your victuals? Your hunger needs no sauce, I see.
Not much. But if it did, yours is too tart, sweet cousin. What's that?
Venison.
Is a lusty meat. Give me more wine. Yeah, outside. To the wenches we have known in our days. Lord Steward's daughter, I remember her.
After you, cuz.
She loved a black-haired man.
She did so well, sir.
And I have heard some call him Arcite.
Out with it, Faith.
She met him in an arbor. What did she in there, cuz? Play the virginals?
Something she did, sir.
Made her groan a month worth, or 2 or 3 or 10.
The marshal's sister had her share too, as I remember, cousin. Else there be tales abroad. You'll pledge her?
Yes.
A pretty brown wench 'tis. There was a time when young men went a-hunting in a wood and a broad beach, and thereby hangs a tale. Hi-ho!
But Emily, upon my life, fool, away with the strained mirth. Say again, that sigh was breathed for Emily. Base cousin, darest thou break first?
You are wise.
By heaven and earth, there's nothing in thee honest.
Then I'll leave you. You are a beast now.
As thou makest, traitor.
There's all things needful, files and shirts and perfume. So I'll come again with some 2 hours hence and bring that shall quiet all.
Sword and armor.
Fear me not. You are now too foul. Farewell. Get off your trinkets. You shall want not.
Sirrah,
I'll hear no more.
if he keep touch, he dies for it.
Mike, real quick, that you did play the schoolmaster. So that comes up Act 3, Scene 5.
Well, I'm playing the schoolmaster. I'm not a trained actor, but I'll do what I can, you know.
Well, oh, one more thing, Richard. Make sure we can see the top of your head.
David, this
See your
is
beautiful face.
this is the training.
All right.
This
All
is
right.
it.
Scene 4, enter the jailer's daughter.
I am very cold, and all the stars are out too. The little stars and all that look like aglets. The sun has seen my folly. Palamon! Alas, no, he's in heaven. Where am I now? Yonder's the sea, and there's a ship. How it tumbles, and there's a rock lies watching underwater. Now it beats upon it. Now, and there's a leak sprung, a sound one. How they cry! Open her before the wind and you lose all else. Up with the courser too, and tack about, boys. Good night, you're gone. I'm very hungry. Would I could find a fine frog, and he would tell me news from all parts of the world, and then I would make a carrack of a cockle shell and sail by east and northeast to the king of pygmies, and he tells fortunes rarely. Now my father, 20-1, is trussed up in a trice tomorrow morning. I'll never say a word, for I'll cut my green coat a foot above my knee, and I'll clip my yellow locks an inch below my knee. Hey, nonny, he'll buy me a white cut forth for to ride, and I'll go seek him through the world that is so wide. Hey, nonny, oh, for a prick now like a nightingale to put my breast again, I shall sleep like a top, else.
Scene 5, enter a schoolmaster and 6 countrymen, one dressed as a Bathian.
Fie, what tediosity and disinsanity is here among you? Have my rudiments been labored so long with you, milked unto you, and by a figure even the very plum broth, the marrow, my understanding laid upon you? And do you still cry where, how, and wherefore? You most coarse freeze capacities, you gene judgments, have I said, thus let be, and There let be, and then let be, and no man understand me? Pro Deum me Deus fideus, you are all dunces. For why, here stand I. Here the Duke comes. There are you, close in the thicket. The Duke appears. I meet him, and unto him I utter learned things and many figures. He hears and nods and hums, and then cries rare, and I go forward. At length I fling my cap up, mark there. Then do you as once did me leaguer, and the boar, break comely out before him like true lovers. Cast yourselves in a body decently and sweetly by a figure, trace and turn, boys.
And sweetly we will do it, Master Gerald.
Well, drop the company. Where's the table?
Why, Timothy?
Here, my mod boys, have at you.
I say, where's the women?
Here's Fitz and Maudlin.
And little Luce with the white legs and bouncing Barbary.
And Freckled now, that never failed her master.
Where be your ribbons, maids? Swim with your bodies, and carry it sweetly and deliberately, and now and then a favor and a frisk. Let us alone, sir. Where's the rest of the music?
Disperse as you commanded. Yes.
Couple then, and see what's wanting. Where's the baby? My friend, carry your tale without offense or scandal to the ladies, and be sure you tumble with audacity and manhood, and when you bark, do it with judgment. Arf.
Yes, sir.
Quos tendum. Here is a woman wanting.
We may go whistle all the fats in the fire.
We have, as learned authors utter, washed a tile. We have been fatuous and labored vainly.
This is that scornful piece, that scurvy Hilding, that gave her promise faithfully she would be here. Cecily, the simplest daughter. Now, next gloves that I give her shall be dogskin. Nay, and she failed me once, you should tell Arcas. She swore by wine and bread she would not break.
An eel and woman. A learned poet says, unless by the tail and with thy teeth thou hold, will either fail. In manners, this was false position.
An ear fire take her. Does she flinch now?
What shall we determine, sir?
Nothing. Our business is become a nullity, yea, and a woeful and a piteous nullity.
Now, when the credit of our town lay on it, now to be trampled, now to piss in a nettle. Go thy ways, I'll remember thee, I'll fit thee.
The George aloud came from the south, from the coast of Barbaria, and there he met with brave gallants of war, by one, by two, by three. Well hailed, you jolly gallants, and whither now are you abound? Oh, let me have your company, till I come to a sound. And there was 3 fools spell out about an owlet. The one he said it was an owl, the other he said nay, the third he said it was a hawk, and her bells were cut away.
Now there, dainty mad woman, comes to the neck, as mad as a March hare. Oh, if we could get her to dance, we are made again. I warrant you, she'll do the rarest gambles.
We are
And are
made. Boys.
And are you mad, good woman?
I would be sorry else. Give me your hand.
Why?
I can tell your fortune. You are a fool. Tell 10, I have post him. Bzzz. Friend, you must eat no white bread. If you do, Your teeth will bleed extremely. Shall we dance? Oh, I know you. You're a tinker. Sirrah tinker. Stop no more holes but what you should.
Di boni, a tinker, damsel.
Or a conjurer. Raise me a devil now and let him play He Paso the bells and bones.
Go, take her and fluently persuade her to a peace. Et opus hegi, quod nec Iovis ira, nec ignis, strike up and lead her in.
Come, lads, let's trip it.
I'll lead.
Oh, do.
Persuasively and cunningly. Away, boys! I hear the horns. Give me some meditation and mark your cue. Pallas, inspire me. This way the stag took. Stay and edify. What have we here?
Some country sport, upon my life, sir.
Well, sir, go forward. We will edify. Ladies, sit down. We'll stay it. Thou doughty Duke, all hail, sweet ladies. This is a cold beginning. If you but favor our country pastime made is, we are a few of those collected here that ruder tongues distinguish villager. And to say verity and not to fable, we are a merry rout, or else a rabble, or company, or by a figure chorus, that for thy dignity will dance a morris. And I that am the rectifier of all, by title pedagogus, that let fall the birch upon the breeches of the small ones, and humble with the ferula the tall ones, do here present this machine, or this frame. And dainty Duke, whose doughty dismal fame, from dis to Daedalus, from post to pillar, is blown abroad, help me thy poor well-willer, and why thy twinkling eyes look right and straight upon this mighty moor of mickle weight, is now comes in, which being glued together, makes Morris and the cause that we came hither. The body of our sport of no small study, I first appear, though rude and raw and muddy, to speak before thy noble grace this tenor, at whose great feet I offer up my penner. The next, the Lord of May and Lady Bright, the chambermaid and server-man by night, that seek out silent hanging. Then mine host and his fat spouse, that welcomes to their coast the gallant traveler, and with a beckoning informs the tapster to inflame the reckoning. Then the beast-eating clown, next the fool, the bavian with long tail, and eke long tool, commotus alice, that make a dance, say aye, and all shall presently advance. Aye, by any means, dear Domine.
Produce!
Entrate, felii, come forth and foot it. Ladies, if we have been merry and have pleased you with a dairy and a dowse, say the schoolmaster's no clown. Duke, if we have pleased thee too, and have done as good boys should do, give us but a tree or twain for a maypole and a game. Ere another year run out, we'll make thee laugh and all this rout. Take 20, Domine. How does my sweetheart?
Never so pleased, sir.
To an excellent dance, and for a preface, I never heard a better.
Schoolmaster, I thank you. Once see 'em all rewarded.
And here's something to paint your bull withal.
Now to our sports again. May the stag thou huntest stand long, and thy dogs be swift and strong. May they kill him with outlets, and the ladies eat his dowsets. Come, we are all made. Dii deeco omnes. You have danced rarely, wenches.
Scene 6. Enter Palamon from the bush. About this hour my cousin gave his faith to visit me again, and with him bring 2 swords and 2 good armor. If he failed, he's neither man nor soldier. When he left me, I did not think a week could have restored my lost strength to me. I was grown so low and crestfallen with my wants. I thank thee, Arcite. Thou art yet a fair foe, and I feel myself with this refreshing able once again to outdo a danger. To delay it longer would make the world think when it comes to hearing that I lay fatting like a swine, to fight not like a soldier. Therefore, this blessed morning shall be the last, and that sword he refuses, if it but hold, I'll kill him. 'Tis justice, so love and fortune for me. Oh, good morrow.
Good morrow, noble kinsman.
I have put you to too much pain, sir.
That's too much, fair cousin. 'Tis but a debt to honor and my duty.
Would you were so in all, sir. I could wish you as kind a kinsman as you force me to find a beneficial foe, that my embraces might thank you, not my blow.
I shall think either. Well done, a noble recompense.
Then I shall quit you.
Defy me in these fair terms, and you show more than a mistress to me. No more anger, as you love anything that's honorable. We were not bred to talk, man. When we are armed and both upon our guards, then let our fury, like meeting of two tides, fly strongly from us. And then to whom the birthright of this beauty truly pertains, without upbraiding, scorns, despising of our persons and such poutings, fitter for girls and schoolboys will be seen. And quickly yours or mine. Will it please your arm, sir? Or if you feel yourself not fitting yet, and furnished with your old strength, I'll stay, cousin, and every day discourse you into health. As I am spared, your person I am friends with, and I could wish I had not said I loved her, though I had died. But loving such a lady, and justifying my love, I must not fly from it.
Arcite, thou art so brave an enemy that no man but thy cousin is fit to kill thee. I am well and lusty. Choose your arms.
Choose you, sir.
Wilt thou exceed in all, or dost thou do it to make me spare?
If you think so, cousin, you are deceived. For as I am a soldier, I will not spare you.
That's well said.
You'll find it.
Then, as I am an honest man and love with all the justice of affection, I'll pay thee soundly. This I'll take.
That's mine then. I'll arm you first.
Do. Pray thee, then tell me, cousin, where gottest thou this good armor?
'Tis the Duke's, and to say true, I stole it. Do I pinch you?
No.
Is it not too heavy?
No, I've worn a lighter, but I shall make it serve.
I'll buckle it close.
By any means.
You care not for a grand guard?
No. We'll use no horses. I perceive you would fain be at that fight.
I am indifferent.
See? So am I. Good cousin, thrust the buckle through far enough.
I warrant you.
My casque now.
Will you fight bare arm?
We shall be the nimbler.
But use your gauntlets, though. Those are the least. Prithee, take mine, good cousin.
Thank you, Arcite. How do I look? Am I fallen away much?
Faith, very little. Love has used you kindly.
I'll warrant thee. I'll strike home.
Do and spare not. I'll give you cause, sweet cousin.
Now to you, sir. Methinks this armor's very like that, Arcite. Thou wast that day the 3 kings fell, but lighter.
That was a very good one. And that day, I well remember, you outdid me, cousin. I never saw such valor. When you charged upon the left wing of the enemy, I spurred hard to come up, and under me I had a right good horse.
You had indeed a bright day, I remember.
Yes, but all was vainly labored in me. You outwent me. Nor could my wishes reach you yet a little. I did by imitation.
More by virtue. You are modest, cousin.
When I saw you charge first, methought I heard a dreadful clap of thunder break from the troop.
But still before that flew the lightning of your valor. Stay a little. Is not this peace too strict?
No, 'tis well.
I would have nothing hurt thee but my sword. The bruise would be a
No, now I am perfect.
Stand off then.
Take my sword. I hold it better.
I thank you. No, keep it. Her life lies on it. Here's one. If it but hold, I ask no more. For all my hopes, my cause and honor guard me.
And me, my love. Is there aught else to say?
This only, and no more. Thou art mine aunt's son, and that blood we desire to shed is mutual. In me thine, and in thee mine. My sword is in my hand, and if thou killest me, the gods and I forgive thee. If there be a place prepared for those that sleep in honor, I wish his weary soul that falls may win it. Fight bravely, cousin. Give me thy noble hand.
Dear Palamon, this hand shall never more come near thee with such friendship.
I commend thee.
If I fall, curse me and say I was a coward. For none but such dare die in these just trials. Once more, farewell, my cousin.
Farewell, our sight.
Cousin, lo, our folly has undone us.
Why?
This is the Duke a-hunting. As I told you, if we be found, we are wretched. Oh, retire for honor's sake, and safely presently into your bush again. Sir, we shall find too many hours to die in. Gentle cousin, if you be seen, you perish instantly for breaking prison, and I, if you reveal me from my contempt, and all the world will scorn us and say we had a noble difference, but base disposer of it.
Oh, no, cousin. I will no more be hidden, nor put off this great adventure to a second trial. I know your cunning. I know your cause. He that faints now, shame take him. Put thyself upon thy present guard.
You are not mad?
Or I will make the advantage of this hour mine own, and what to come shall threaten me, I fear less than my fortune. No, weak cousin, I love Amelia, and in that I'll bury thee and all crosses else.
Then come. What can come? Thou shalt know, Palamon, I dare as well die as discourse or sleep. Only this fears me, the law will have the honor of our ends. Have it thy life.
Look to thine own well, our sight. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Emilia, Pythias, and train.
What ignorant and mad, malicious traitors are you that against the tenor of my laws are making battle, thus like knights appointed, without my leave and officers of arms? I cast you both shall die.
Hold thy sword, Theseus. We are certainly both traitors, both despisers of thee and of thy goodness. I am Palamon, that cannot love thee, he that broke thy prison. Think well what that deserved. And this is Arcite. A bolder traitor never trod thy ground, a falser ne'er seemed friend. This is the man was begged and banished. This is he condemns thee in what thou darest do, and in this disguise against thine own edict follows thy sister, that fortunate bright star, the fair Amelia, whose servant, if there be a right in seeing and first bequeathing of the soul to, justly I am, and which is more, dares think her his. This treachery, like a most trusty lover, I called him now to answer. If thou beest as thou art spoken, great and virtuous, the true decider of all injuries, say, fight again, and thou shalt see me, Theseus, do such a justice thou thyself wilt envy. Then take my life, I'll woo thee to it.
Oh, heaven, what more than man is this?
I have sworn.
We seek not thy breath of mercy, Theseus. 'Tis to me a thing as soon to die as thee to say it, and no more move. For this man calls me traitor. Let me say thus much, if in love be treason, in service of so excellent a beauty, as I love most, and in the faith, that faith will perish, as I have brought my life here to confirm it. As I have served her truest, worthiest, as I dare kill this cousin that denies it, so let me be most traitor, and you please me. For scorning thy edict, Duke, ask that lady why she is fair, and why her eyes command me to stay here to love her. And if she say traitor, I am villain fit to lie unburied.
Thou shalt have pity of us both, O Theseus, if unto neither thou show mercy. Stop, as thou art just, thy noble ear against us, as thou art valiant for thy cousin's soul, whose 12 strong labors crown his memory. Let's die together at one instant, Duke. Only a little let him fall before me, that I may tell my soul he shall not have her.
I grant your wish for you to say true. Your cousin is 10 times more offended. Where I gave him more mercy than you found, sir, your offenses being no more than his. None here speak for him. Wherever the sun set, both shall sleep forever.
Alas, the pity! Now or never, sister, speak not to be denied. That face of yours will bear the curses else of after ages for these lost cousins.
In my face, dear sister, I find no anger to him, nor no ruin. The misadventure of their own eyes kill him. Yet that I will be women and have pity. My knees shall grow to the ground, but I will get mercy. Help me, dear sister. In a deed so virtuous, the power of all women will be with us. Most royal brother.
Sir, by our tie of marriage,
By your own spotless honor,
by that faith, that fair hand, that honest heart you gave me,
by that you would have pity in another, by your own virtues infinite,
by valor, by all the chaste knights I have ever pleased you.
These are strange conjurings.
Nay, then, I'll in too. By all our friendship, sir, by all our dangers, by all you love most, wars and this sweet lady,
by that you would have trembled to deny a blushing maid,
By your own eyes, by strength in which you swore I went beyond all women, almost all men, and yet I yielded, Theseus.
to crown all this by your most noble soul, which cannot want due mercy, I beg first
Next hear my prayers.
last let me entreat, sir,
for mercy.
Mercy.
mercy on these princes.
You make my faith real. To say I felt compassion to them both? How would you place it?
Upon their lives, but with their banishment.
You are a right woman, sister. You have pity, but want the understanding where to use it. If you desire their lives, invent a way safer than banishment. Can these two live and have the agony of love about them and not kill one another? Every day they'd fight about you, hourly bring your honor in public question with their swords. Be wise then, and here forget them. It concerns your credit and my oath equally. I have said they die. Better they fall by the law than one another. Bow to my honor.
Oh, my noble brother, that oath was rashly made, and in your anger, your reason will not hold it. If such vows stand for express will, all the world must perish. Besides, I have another oath against yours, of more authority, I'm sure more love, not made in passion neither, but good heed.
What is it, sister?
Urge it home, brave lady.
That you would ne'er deny me anything fit for my modest suit and your free granting. I tie you to your word now. If you fail it, think how you maim your honor. For now I am set a begging, sir. I am deaf to all but your compassion. How their lives might breathe the ruin of my name, opinion. Shall anything that loves me perish for me? That were cruel wisdom do men prune the straight young bows that blush with thousand blossoms, because they may be rotten? O Duke Theseus, the goodly mother that have grown for these, and all the longing maids that ever loved, if your vows stand still, curse me and my beauty. And in their funeral songs for these two cousins, despise my cruelty and cry woe worth me, till I'm nothing but the scorn of women. For heaven's sake, save their lives and banish them.
On what conditions?
Swear never more to make me their contention, or to know me, to tread upon thy dukedom, and to be, whatever they shall travel, ever strangers to one another.
I'll be cut to pieces before I take this oath. Forget I love her? Oh, all you gods despise me then. Thy banishment I not mislike, though we may fairly carry our swords and cause along, else never trifle but take our lives, Duke. I must love and will, and for that love must and dare kill this cousin on any piece of earth has.
Will you, our sight, take these conditions?
He's a villain then.
These are men.
No, never, Duke. 'Tis worse to me than begging to take my life so basely. Though I think I shall never enjoy her, yet I'll preserve the honor of affection and die for her. Make death a devil.
Oh, what may be done? For now I feel compassion.
Let it not fall again, sir.
Say, Emilia, if one of them were dead, as one must, are you content to take the other to your husband? They cannot both enjoy you. They are princes, as goodly as your own eyes, and as noble as ever fame yet spoke of. Look upon them, and if you can love, end this difference. I give consent. Are you content too, princess?
With all our souls. Yeah.
He that she refuses must die then.
Any death
thou canst invent, Duke. If I fall from that mouth, I fall not with favor, and lovers yet unborn shall bless my ashes.
If she refuses me, yet my grave will wed me, and soldiers sing my epitaph.
Make choice then.
I cannot, sir. They're both too excellent. For me, a hair shall never fall of these men.
What will become of them?
Thus I ordain it. And by mine honor, once again it stands, or both shall die. You shall both to your country, and each within this month, accompanied with 3 fair knights, appear again in this place, which I'll plan a pyramid. And whether before us that are here can force his cousin by fair and knightly strength to touch the pillar, he shall enjoy her. The other lose his head and all his friends. Nor shall he grudge to fall, nor think he dies with interest in this lady. Will this content you?
Yes, here, cousin Arcite. I am friends again till that hour.
I embrace you.
Are you content, sister?
Yes, I must, sir, else both miscarry.
Come, shake hands again then. Take heed, as your gentlemen. This quarrel sleep till the hour prefixed, and hold your course.
We dare not fail thee, Theseus.
Come, I'll give you now usage like the princes and the friends. When you return, who wins, I'll settle here. Who loses, I'll weep upon his briar.
Act 4.
Here.
Moving on. I'm gonna go to the restaurant very quickly, but you can continue without me. I think we know. Peter. Okay. My friend. What? The friend is in the second line and the next. Okay.
Act 4.
Here. Heard you no more, or was nothing said of me concerning the escape of Palamon? Good sir, remember.
Well, nothing that I heard. But I came home before the business was fully ended. Yet I might perceive, ere I departed, a great likelihood of both their pardons. For Hippolyta and fair-haired Emily, upon their knees, begged with such handsome pity that the Duke, methought, stood staggering whether he should follow his rash oath or the sweet compassion of these two ladies. And to second them, the truly noble prince, Pirithous, hath his own heart set in two that I hope shall be well. Neither heard I one question of your name or his escape.
Pray heaven it holds so.
Be of good comfort, man. I bring you news. Good news.
Oh, they are welcome.
Palamon has cleared you and got your pardon and discovered how, by whose means he escaped, which was your daughter's, whose pardon is procured too. And the prisoner, now not be held ungrateful to her goodness, has given a sum of money to her marriage, a large one, I assure you.
Ye are a good man, and ever bring good news.
How was it ended?
Why, as it should be, that they that ne'er begged, but they prevailed, had their suits fairly granted, the prisoners have their lives.
I knew 'twould be so.
But there be new conditions, which you'll hear of at a better time.
Oh, I hope they are good.
They are honorable. How good they'll prove, I know not.
'Twill be known.
Alas, sir, where's your daughter?
Oh, why do you ask?
Oh, sir, when did you see her?
How he looks!
This morning, I believe.
Well, was she well? Was she in health? Sir, when did she sleep?
These are strange questions.
I do not think she was very well, for now you make me mind her. But this very day I asked her questions, and she answered me so far from what she was, so childishly, so sillily, that she were a fool, an innocent, and I was very angry. Ah, but what of her, sir?
Oh, nothing but my pity, but you must know it and as good by me as by another that less loves her.
Well, sir?
No,
Not right.
no, sir, not well.
No, sir.
Not
Yeah.
well?
'Tis too true. She is mad.
It cannot be.
Believe you.
Oh, I
did
have
so.
suspected what you told me. The gods forgive her. Oh, comfort her. Either this was her love to Palamon, or fear of my miscarrying on his escape, or both.
'Tis likely.
Well, why all this haste, sir?
I'll tell you quickly. As I late was angling in the great lake that lies behind the palace, from the fair shore thick set with reeds and sedges. As patiently I was attending sport, I heard a voice, a shrill one, and attentive. I gave my ear, when I might well perceive 'twas one that sung. By the smallness of it, a boy or a woman, I then left my angle to his own skill, came near, but yet perceived not who made the sound, the rushes and the reeds that so encompassed it. I laid me down and listened to the words she sung for them through a small glade cut by the fisherman. I saw it was your daughter.
Ah, go on, sir.
She sung much, but no sense. Only I heard her repeat this often. Palamon is gone to the woods to gather mulberries. I'll find him out tomorrow.
Pretty so.
His shackles will betray him, he'll be taken, and what shall I do then? I'll bring a bevy, 100 black-eyed maids that love as I do, with chaplets on their heads of daffodils, with cherry lips and cheeks of damask roses, and all will dance an antic for the Duke, and beg his pardon. Then she talked of you, sir, that you must lose your head tomorrow morning, and she must gather flowers to bury you, and see the house made handsome. And then she sung nothing but willow, 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 and between ever was Palamon, fair Palamon, and Palamon was a tall young man. The place was knee-deep where she sat, her careless tresses, a wreath of bulrush wound it about her, stuck thousands freshwater flowers of several colors, that methought she appeared like the fair nymph that feeds the lake with water, or as Iris, newly dropped down from heaven. Rings she made of rushes that grew by, and to 'em spoke the prettiest posies. Thus our true friend tied, this she must lose, not me, and many a one. And then she wept and sung again and sighed, and with the same breath smiled and kissed her hand.
Alas, what a pity it is!
I made it to her. She saw me and straight sought the flood. I saved her and set her safe to land, when presently she slipped away and to the city made with such a cry and swiftness that, believe me, she left me far behind her. 3 or 4 I saw from far across her. One of them I knew to be your brother, where she stayed and fell scarce to be got away. I left them with her and hither came to tell you. Here they are.
May you never more enjoy the light. May you never enjoy the light. Is this not a fine song?
Oh, it is a very fine one.
I can sing 20 more.
I think you can.
Yes, truly I can. I can sing The Broom and Bonnie Robin and Are You Not a Tailor?
Yes,
Where's my wedding gown?
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Do, very rarely. I must be abroad else to call the maids and play the minstrels, for I must lose my maidenhead by cocklight. 'Twill never thrive else. Oh fair, oh sweet, fair,
Take it patiently. 'Tis true.
Good evening, good men. Pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon?
Yes, wench, we know him.
Is it not a fine young gentleman?
'Tis love. Oh, by no mean cross her. She is then distempered for worse than now she shows.
Yes, he's a fine man.
Oh, is he so? You have a sister?
Yes.
But she shall never have him. Tell her so. For a trick that I know, you'd best look at her, for if she see him once, she's gone. She's done and undone in an hour, and all the young maids of our town are in love with him. But I laugh at them and let them all alone. Is it not a wise course?
Yes.
There is at least 200 now with child by him. There must be 4. Yet I keep close for all this, close as a cockle. And all these must be boys. He has a trick on it, and at 10 years old, they must all be jumped for musicians and sing the wars of Theseus.
This is strange.
Ever you heard what he say? Nothing.
No.
They come from all parts of dukedom to him. I'll warn ye, he had not so few last night as 20 to dispatch. He'll tickle up in 2 hours if his hand be in.
She's lost past all cure. Oh, heaven forbid, man.
Come hither. You are a wise man.
Does she know him?
No, were she did.
You are master of a ship.
Yes.
Where's your compass?
Here.
Set it to the north. And now direct your course to the wood, where Palamon lies longing for me. For the tackling let me alone. Come, weigh my hearts cheerily all. Tis up! The wind's fair, top the bowline. Cut out with the main sail. Where's your whistle, master?
Let's get her in. Up to the top, boy. Where's the pilot? Where?
What canst thou?
A fair wood.
Barefoot, master. Tack about. When Cynthia with her borrowed light, Cynthia with her
Scene 2, enter me alone with 2 pictures.